It just feels really good to be here and to be in the sun and to be with you guys as well. So thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and find our mountain pose. Let's honor nature today with a lot of our poses that, indigenous people, traditional people, people that began yoga, they honored nature with the names of the poses in Sanskrit, but then it translates into the English as like Tadasana, right? Here we are, mountain pose, and so many others that really reflect nature, and hopefully you're out there enjoying it. So let's go ahead and find some good alignment and keeping in mind this alignment throughout our day as we move steadily and safely through every step of the way. So feet running in a parallel position and ankles just below the knees, knees coming right into my hips here, hips taking my torso up in a nice straight line. So check that out for yourselves too. As you check out that nice straight line, maybe just realize what's going on here in your core as well, because it takes core strength to not be like this, right? To pull ourselves up. And then just let the shoulders come down nice and easily. Your hands can rest wherever they're comfortable, either facing downward on your thighs, if you like to, and you can bring those palms upward, or one up, one down. Then we get our head on straight. So it's not here, it's not there. We'll probably take it there in some neck stretches. But for now, we want to be in that mountain pose of being proud and straight and strong. So my chin, an area here, is about parallel to the ground. I take my ears back so that they are hovering above my trapezius. That means I need to kind of look forward. So you can look forward now, or you can close your eyes and get that muscle memory of what it's like to be a mountain, to be a Tadasana. Okay. And let's just take a few breaths here, getting deep into the belly as we do. And again, any of you that have a device that you can, it's mobile, you can take it outside with you. You might want to try your practice outside sometime. You can add that Zoom app to any of your devices and make it quite mobile. For most of this COVID time that we're slowly moving out of, carefully and steadily and slowly, I was just doing all of my Zoom on my little camera. It was my old camera even. So I'll be done. All right, then from here, let's lengthen the side body and let's come up here. Because sometimes when I look at different poses, there are some people that consider this to be mountain pose with the arms up, right? And if you're standing in all that alignment too with arms up. But I also see this called Dandasana, that's staff pose. It's another one with the asana at the end. But it is also what I call upward salute, right? With the fingers open and the sides stretching. But then again, some people call it mountain. And as I spoke about today in my 6 a.m. yoga class, these positions, these asanas have different names regionally, locally, because somebody makes something up and they call it a name. But let's go ahead and let our arms come down now, just to here. And let's push those fingers out and bring muscle to bone here on your arms. But then when you come down to the traditional poses, then you look at that Sanskrit name and you look into the traditional yoga books and you find what they consider mountain pose to be, or Tadasana. Right? We're pushing those fingers out, sitting up straight and tall, maybe feeling that a little bit in the arms. Let's go ahead and take some circles with our wrists. Keeping the chest open, heart unzipped, yours coming towards me, mine towards you, and let's reverse. And in that way, we have heart to heart hugging going on here. And I realize with this, and let's take and push out our palms, go back on the fingers. With this view, when my arms are up, I guess you didn't really see them very well, but I think you guys know what that looks like. Push, 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 push through the palms. Fingers open up a little bit wider. That takes some more energy into your arms. And then let's point down. Open up the backside of our wrists that so often is in the opposite way. And let's just do a few little pulses here. Digging down towards the earth. Bringing muscle to bone here. Tighten up biceps, triceps, and push away again. Push, push, push. And let's go ahead and let those heavy arms drop on down. And from here, let's lift back up into our upward salute or the other form of mountain. And let's lift one arm inside a little bit longer and then bring it down. Shoulder, take that other shoulder arm, lift it up a little bit higher. Bring it down. And let's switch back this side all the way up. And take it down. You can tell I'm gonna get sweaty before the end of this class, but that's all right. And bring it down. And then let's take cactus arms. Inhale, lift. Pull down with cactus arms. Inhale, lift. And bring it on down. 2 more times. I'm gonna scoot back just a little bit so you can see a little bit more of my arms when they rise up. And come on down. Good. Rise up, everybody. And let's honor the eagle and the heavens and the sky. Let's go ahead and take right arm under left and come into hugging yourself, kind of like that song was talking about, that hug. Or bring your arms here. And let's go and add those legs. Bring one leg over, across the other one on top. Find yourself really squeezing in. We've done a lot of pulling ourselves apart. Now let's squeeze ourselves all the way into the center here. Shoulders feel open. My arms are squeezing together. My legs are squeezing together. I'm going to inhale, lift my elbows up. Take a look. And exhale, take myself on over into bowing eagle. Maybe you exhale through your mouth even. Inhale, lifting on up. Exhale, take it on down and over. Let's do 2 more here. Inhale, lifting. Exhale. And that's my inhale and my exhale. Make it yours still. I just want to kind of remind you of where your inhales are, where your exhales are in terms of the body position. One more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, let's release those arms and release the legs and let those arms just fly a bit. So we're not taking a lot of energy in there, but still, you know, need a little energy to fly like those birds. I love to watch the birds all around. And on our walks, we've been watching birds too. All right, let's go ahead and take left under right. Find your hug, stay right there if that feels good. Or take your arms perpendicular, forearms perpendicular. Bring your elbows up a little bit if you want to feel that in the back of the shoulder, only if that feels right for you. One foot over, the opposite leg comes on top. Maybe you crisscross behind. Find what works for you. And let's just take one shoulder up, drop it down. Bring the other shoulder up, drop it down. Feel those shoulder blades popping out of your back when you do this in a good way. All right, and then lift up, inhale. Exhale, take it on down, bowing eagle. Rise on up. Take it down on your breath. 2 more times. take ourselves on up. Exhale, let's release, take it out. Release your legs. And let's flip the flow here a bit. Two more, please. Good. And then let's go ahead and open up our legs some. And hands are on our knees. And we're going to come forward just to where it feels right for you. Feel that engagement here. Here is where a block might be really nice if you want to come right there. Or again, using your own anatomy to help you put on the brakes. Okay. Inhale, come back up, straight spine. Exhale, down, block or legs. Inhale up. And we're not going too far. You notice I'm not even into half of a bow down, maybe like 45 degrees or so. Okay, we're going to lower as our bodies ask us to. Some of us will not lower our heads lower than our heart. You know whether that's you or not in terms of what is beneficial for you. Don't want anybody to come up dizzy. And now maybe lower to that half. If you're using a block, it might be on the lowest level. We push down and we feel our tailbone going back in the crown, reaching forward. And then I come up, sliding for support on my legs or taking myself down and supporting with my core, okay? So what's that going to be for you? This is more supportive, okay? This is less supportive, more core. And that is good if you're back and your core are ready for it. Otherwise, stay supporting yourself with the exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. Two more, please. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale and stay down this time. Looking on down at your hands. If they're on that block, maybe they're on the ground, maybe they're on your feet. Maybe you're still way up here, okay? Find what works for you. And then stay here or bend into your elbows and let your head come lower than your heart only if that works for you, okay? Getting some blood-rich oxygen to the brain. And then straighten your arms. And from here, keep, so my back is straight, parallel to the ground. One hand stays down on the block, the ground, or on part of my leg. And then I'm going to take the other arm up, slide it up the other leg, and find myself in this twist. So it's a forward fold twist, looking up at the sun shining brightly. And then supporting myself back down, hand on block or on my leg, and find myself into that twist again. And releasing back down. Let your heavy head go or stay with your head higher than or at the level of your heart, okay? You choose. So this is an exhale. This is an inhale. If you're staying like this, then just bend your elbows and keep your head still managed way above your heart. Or you can exhale and release it off. Inhale up. Going from forward fold, Uttanasana, into half lift, part of Uttanasana. One more time. Exhale down. Inhale up. And let's do that twist again. So again, hand here, here, or on the block, other hand, supporting yourself on the opposite side and taking that twist. Feel this in your obliques and your waist. Should feel really, really good here. And then sliding down, taking and walking the other hand over and taking yourself back. And bringing yourself here. From here, release your head, chin to chest. Come on up, vertebrae by vertebrae, working into rising up to a straight spine. And if you allow me, I'm going to move this back a bit because I think it's starting to get into the sun. I don't want it in the sun. So let's see what we can do here. Now we got grasses, so I'll move my chair a little bit. There we go. See how that looks. Keep it out of the sun. I'd have to move again. Didn't think about that. All right, so here we are. Let's go ahead and do tree pose. Tree pose in the chair. All right, so I'm going to have one knee facing you and the other I'm going to take it on out. What does that do? It's opening up my hip right here. And I'm going to take that foot in to touch at my ankle point. All right, so I can do that. I can take a block and work my foot up that way. You can take your foot a little bit higher and hold on to it here. Okay. You can take your foot up here into a figure 4 and hold on to it that way. Find the tree that you want to express yourself in. Okay. And we are going to use our arms, so it makes it a little bit harder to hold on. So that block might be where you want to place your foot if it's hard for you to hold on. Just don't press this into the knee. I guess it really wouldn't matter because your knee will move, but we don't really want that. So let's not do that. So keep it out wherever it is, all right? Externally rotated on that block or pressing up against your inner calf. And let's grow our branches here. Rising up, and let's blow in the wind. This is something we really, you can do it when you're standing on one foot, but it's a lot more challenging because of balance, right? Because we're shifting our balance here. Maybe the wind's blowing in another way. Kind of like seaweed asana, right? The wind, as you know, it's been quite strong lately. And some of the branches have broken, landed on the ground. But you guys, but I'm just constantly cleaning up. That's part of nature. It's self-pruning, all right? Self-pruning. So where are our limbs going? And our leaves might be shaking a little bit. And then find yourself with hands at heart space. Find yourself with that nice open hip. The other knee faces forward. And then releasing hands down, right? So then I'm going to place that foot down and I'm going to keep that knee forward and the other ankle or the other foot is going to come to the ankle of the foot that's planted. You can stay right there with that open. If you want a little more opening, you can rise it up a little bit more. You can take it into different places, okay? This will probably do more later when we go into pigeon pose. So maybe a little bit lower and any height of that block. And let's take our hands on up, growing our branches. And maybe one is here and one is this way, kind of like the cottonwoods. If you ever look at a cottonwood, they have such personalities, don't they? So find your personality here. Find your cottonwood. Find the gnarliness of your trunk. And strike a few poses here. Be your own tree. Be your own person. March to the beat of your own drum. I won't sing that song to you guys this week. I did last week. Keep moving just a little bit more. Find your stretch. Okay? That's what those trees are doing. They're stretching. They're finding out where can they grow? How can they grow? And then let's find our limbs coming up. And exhaling, take it into the center of your trunk, to the main trunk here. Couple breaths. Good. And then let's go ahead and release that foot down. And I'm going to move in the shade. So all this talk that I had about, oh, take yourself outside. Yes, but you might want to manage what the heat is like, how intense that sun is. And you guys are going to get a different view now, a shaded view of my space. And I think we've been here before. But this is nice and shaded. And we will continue. Place. All right, so we've been trees, we've been mountains, we've found our own personality in our tree, and now let's go ahead and find our own personality in the sea, and that will be with our seaweed asana. So open up your legs to the place that feels right for you. And we're going to do some more movement. Open up your arms, bring them up. Let's first just come do a few goddess poses. Exhale down, lift your heart, look up. Inhale. Exhale down, look up. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Taking ourselves up. And right under left, coming into that eagle again. But now let's not have it be so structured, okay? We've moved left and right and up and down. We've twisted. Now what is your seaweed gonna do? It's gonna flip flap back and forth. This is a time where you guys explore your body's needs. It's gonna say, I really want some more side stretching. I really want some more depth. I really want some more heart opening. Okay. I really want to get into those shoulders a little bit more. I want to get into my hips. So I'm kind of lifting off of each sits bone a little bit as I squeeze into the side body. What is it you want to do? Be your own seaweed. And exhale, releasing. Inhale, lift. Exhale, opposite arm. My left is going under my right, and I'm finding my position again. And this time, my seaweed wants to do a little bit of something else. So find what yours is wanting to do. And the difference between seaweed and what you are doing is you are the sea. You're moving the seaweed, right? Seaweed moves according to what some other force is asking it to do. A little bit more here. And bring yourself back, releasing arms. Inhale, up. 4 times cactus. Open up. Exhale, cactus. We did 4 goddess to begin, and we'll end with 4 cactus. But come to conclusion of this part of it at least. And take myself up. Bring myself down. Good place for blocks again, if you have them. So we're going to move in and out of triangle pose, extended side angle pose. Okay, so on this leg, I'm going to lengthen it out, and that's going to make this more a triangle pose than it is an extended side angle. Extended side angle has both of our legs bent. Okay, take some glasses off. Mark's just coming home in his new nifty electric car. And I'm going to take the block and I'm going to place it either behind me or in front. If I have it behind, it helps me to open up my shoulder a little bit more, okay? Please do not press down into your knee joint. If you don't have a block, then take your hand here to your thigh, or take it down, or take it to your chair, okay? But I like having that block because it makes me feel really sturdy. So with that straight leg, I'm going to lift my arm up, fingers coming towards the ceiling. And I'm going to look at those fingers, and that's going to get into a little bit of a neck stretch. Only looking up if that feels right for you, looking back towards you, and then looking down at my hand on the block or on my thigh or on my shin or maybe on the ground, okay, depending on your C shape that you're making in this triangle pose. Let's go ahead and extend that arm over only if that feels good for you. Getting a good lengthening in the back side of one leg. We're opening on the other side of the leg on that hip. And then I'm going to take some swings here. Following it with my gaze if you want, and you'll get some nice neck circles in there, but only if that feels right for you. And I'm going to reverse that. It feels a lot better over here in the shade, I gotta tell you. So at least you guys got to see our little metal art and that entrance. And arm up, really having length there and using everything in your core. Bring yourself up right here. And then we're going to still keep this leg long. This one's bent, and I'm going to come over and reverse that. So now with that bent leg, I am in a extended side angle. Okay. And we'll switch those out too here, maybe pulling my shoulder back as I look up. And again, hand on block, right here is a good place for you guys to be on your calf if you like, fingers towards the ground or on that block. Really stretch and push through that extended leg too. Push through the heel. Make yourself as long as you can there on that side. This is also kind of like a gate pose too, seated in the chair. And then come back up. And exhale, the hands come down. Good. Bringing in both legs, knees forward, but take those legs out with a slight bend. And let's go into our windshield wipers. Kind of a good transition between different leg works in our warriors or triangles, things like that. Good. And then just kind of up and down. And if you're outside on rocks, you're getting some nice stimulation on the bottom of your feet like I am. She feels really good, although I have tough feet. All right, so now we're gonna do the opposite. This leg's going to come out with that external rotation, staying bent, knee and ankle, finding their placement there. And move my sunglasses so I don't step on them. And then extending the other leg out onto my heel. Find yourself nicely situated on the edge of your chair so you're not going to go anywhere here, okay? And from here, again, with that block at any height or thigh or shin or the ground, you're going to go ahead and take that. If you bring it back behind you, it's a little more opening, and take those fingers straight up. Find your place here to have some breath as you just get into situating yourself in this triangle pose. So as things start to open up, people have missed this or that or the other. And I realized last night what I've really missed because I was able to, let's go ahead and do this, extended over. I was able to go back into meeting with my community, my kapuli that I dance with, the danzantes that I dance with, because we have not met in person during this whole time. We've done some Facebook live classes, but that's not the same. And let's go ahead. It's that energy that you have with another group of people who are dancing these ancient traditional dances together. with our sonajas, our rattles. Let's go the other way. Our ayayotes, our little seeds that make noise. And there goes something on my camera here. Let's see. Okay, low battery. Hopefully we'll stay good here. Won't go out on me in the next 30 minutes. All right, and let's keep going here. Good. And find ourselves over. Anyways, I didn't realize really what it was going to be for me to miss things. And let's bring ourselves up right here. Until last night. And then I realized that energy that is produced. And come on over again here. Front, any height. Bring that other arm up. Extend through the heel of your leg there. Bring your arm over. Find how much length you can find in fingers and your feet. And I know like everybody's going to have something different. I know Lydia, I don't know for sure, but I'm imagining that her being able to see her grandchildren again here next week or so is the highlight for her of this new opening that we're having. So we're all going to have something that we just finally realize, wow, how much we truly miss that. And let's go ahead and bring ourselves up. Exhale, hands come down. And let's bring ourselves back with knees forward, bent slightly, and work in and out here a bit into our windshield wipers. And I'm sorry if my iPad dies, we may end up, the class might end a little earlier. Usually it has plenty of charge. And I used to, okay, let's go ahead and bend the knees over ankles. And let's go ahead and take this figure 4 position. And figure 4, if that does not work for you, that's another great place for these blocks, because you can just take your foot on down and you're still getting a really good opening and maybe feeling it here in your hip, okay? So coming into figure 4, let's go ahead and take some ankle rotations. But I have one of those fast chargers and was just plugging it in all the time. And then this thing started acting up and someone said it can get, I don't know, Denise Coleman, you know all about this. Go ahead and reverse the other way. Something where you like overcharged it for too long and then it starts doing weird things. So I stopped doing that. But I looked earlier today and it looked like, oh, I still got a lot of charge. But anyways, that's what happens sometimes. And let's go ahead and flex. So again, just awareness if we do lose each other, that's why. Let's come forward and release chin to chest. Nice place for blocks. You can take your hands on those blocks if you want, or you can let your arms dangle. If you take your arms over your shin and let your chin come to your chest, you're going to feel that even more. Maybe you don't want that. So come to what's good for you. This is one we hold for a few breaths, just like if we were on the ground in pigeon pose. If you flex through your foot, you're going to feel it even more. As you come high onto the ball of the foot that's grounded, you may feel it a little bit more. Bringing your weight forward, you feel it more. All of these things are amplifications that you may not even want. Just a figure 4 may be just fine for you with that spine nice and straight, perpendicular to the ground rather than leaning over. And then I'm going to bring myself up out of that. Find my opening in my chest that just was all caved in. And now I can bring it up and open it up. And then I'm going to set this foot down. And before I go into the other, I'm just going to take an internal rotation, tenting in on my legs, knees in, feet out, and just press a little bit in there. And actually keep pressing, or if you have a block, take that block and press a little more. And we get into the adductors here. Here comes Miss Roadrunner. She's so curious about what I do because this is her space now. Yeah, it's her space to go and get her rub worms and her water. Go ahead and squeeze, 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 legs together or the block, right? Really feeling that. That's a really good exercise to do. Like when you're sitting at, just sitting around, you know, you can do this, you can pulse it, or you can just squeeze it, right? And let's go ahead and release that. And then let's take the opposite leg up. So I'm trying to think which one that is for me. That's this one. And find yourself with a flex foot. And let's go ahead and take some circles there. But, you know, with all the frustrations of technology and such, I'm going to go in reverse. Thank goodness for it, because it kept us all connected this year. And as we slowly begin to open up, we're going to keep our Zoom going, our hybrid here. And tomorrow is our class that we do at Vessel and Zoom. And here comes Mr. Roadrunner now, Rudy and Ruby. And then go ahead and flex. Take your chest forward if you'd like. And just come forward as much as feels right for you, because you're going to feel it right here in that sensation of that outer hip. Your blocks down below. You want to rest your arms on those, hands on those, or you can just release and let go. And then Monday, whatever the first Monday is in June, that's not this Monday because I think that's the 31st. I'm going to stay here, breathe. Denise is going to start her Sit Strong class at Vessel and Zoom it. So we're hoping that some of these people that have not wanted to Zoom may be able to come back into doing this with her in person. And that time, for those of you that do that class, and again, not this Monday, but a week from Monday, it's going to shift from 10 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then bring yourself up, slowly coming up. Find that straight spine. And then find your legs down. And this time we just did adduction. Now we're going to do abduction, where we're going to try and take our legs outward. Okay, so I'm going to take my hands here and I'm going to push as hard as I can. I'm going to, just to show you something, I'm going to push as hard as I can without any resistance, right? So it shuts in and it becomes an internal rotation, all right? But I don't want that. I'm going to push and I'm going to pull out, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. And this is isometric. My fingers are extended long, my arms, all the muscle to the bone. This really helps with our bicep and our tricep strengthening. Keep that energy going. Keep that flow going. Keep trying to press a little harder with your legs, pulling out more, pushing into your hands more. And the hands have to react to that so that nothing looks like it's moving. I'm pressing my feet down to the ground. I'm feeling this in my glutes, in my core, throughout my whole body, except for my face, I guess. And I could show it, but I'm trying not to. And exhale, release, and breathe. Rise up with your arms in here. Bending into one elbow. Take the other one to your hand. Coming over. Coming up. Coming down. Coming up. And coming around. Taking control of this going around movement with our core. And coming back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, opposite elbow bends. And then that opposite hand comes to that elbow. We hold on and we stretch into that tricep. Take ourselves over, stretching into the side body. Bring yourself up. Take yourself over, exhale. And take some circles. And reversing. I don't know if we reversed on the other side. So let's reverse here. reverse, it feels less coordinated. Okay, and coming back, release arms. Exhale down. Good. And now let's take our hands to the back of our base of our spine, interlace. All right, know what thumb's on top because we'll switch that out. And maybe just staying with bent elbows. Okay, so that doesn't get into your shoulders much, but maybe you don't want that. If you want more on your shoulders, then you start to straighten your arms. And if you even want more, then you start to pull those hands away from the base of your spine. And now think about that a moment. And when I said, if you want more, so got to think, is it my ego that wants more? Is that mind that wants more? Or is my body that truly wants more? Okay. And being good to ourselves in that way. Squeeze, 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 looking up. And that has to do with bring yourself a quarter of the way down. Anything that I say where I'm looking and giving you and sharing, heart opens, adaptations, okay, amplifications, modifications. Really find what's right for you. You guys know. And I want you to keep practicing. Practice today so you can practice tomorrow. Okay? Rise on up, big heart opening. And then here, take yourself down so your torso a little bit more farther down here. And I'm getting that low battery again. And let's just see, I might have another 5 minutes, guys. I don't know, 10:48. I've never gotten it this low before. So let's go ahead, come on forward. If you want, stay here. If you want, bring your head down. I don't have a plug out here, and I don't want to move us one more time inside. So, and bring yourself up, inhale. Open up your arms, give yourself a hug. Take your chin to your chest. Open up again. And let's give ourselves a hug opposite here. Chin to chest. Open up. And let's come on over. Open up. And let's come on over. Bring yourself up. Exhale, hands down. Good. Now take your hands flat right here, okay? Kind of like you got pockets in the back of your high pants and you're pushing down in those pockets and you're pulling back your shoulders and you're pulling back your elbows. And you're keeping your hands right on those hips. And I'm gonna lift up and lift up. Here we go, Ustrasana, camel pose. And let's hold this one. And then take myself up. And here, bring myself forward just a quarter of the way, still holding right back here in my hip area. Bring myself up and release my heart. Take myself into straight spine. Take myself forward. Release my arms. They come out. Bring them forward. Point towards me. Let your head come down so that your biceps are by your ears. Keep stretching forward towards me. Stretch a little bit more. Bring energy into your core. Push down through your feet. Lift your body straight up. And exhale, let's take it on down. And instead of having a rude ending, we're going to go ahead, just close a few minutes earlier. Take yourself into that mountain pose. Take some deep, full, slow breath. And I'll make sure I have a full charge next time. So tomorrow I'll be at Vessel, walking 8:45, 9:45, and then a class from 10 to 11. Anyone is welcome to join, Zooming or not. And Thursday I'll be back with a full charge for a chair class. Few breaths here. Taking hands to your heart here, either here or right here. Let's take another couple breaths together. Guys, your arms have been all over the place. Your legs have been out and straight and bent. your body, your torso, spin up and back and in and out.